Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. So in today's video, I really wanted to do another good old shop my stash. I feel like over the course of this month, I've been trying out so many new products. I feel like I miss going into my collection and really appreciating the makeup I love so much. And I also wanted to take this moment to revisit some of the products I've only been able to try out once, just so I can get a well-rounded opinion on them before the roundup. So before I get into my collection and start picking out products, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It means so much to me, and let's get to it. Oh, also, yes, I dyed my hair and I put in some longer extensions. I love them so much and I hope you like the new change up too. So let's get to it. So starting off with Complexion, I do have a little bit of an idea of what I want to do today. I do keep all of the new products I bring in this little basket on my desk here, just so that I keep things organized for the roundup and so I can try these things out a little bit more before they kind of get lost in here. I immediately see these two products. I would like to try these again, the Huda Beauty new foundation and primer. I've only tried these once so far. And then for my concealer, which one haven't I used in a little bit? Maybe my Pat McGrath. I haven't used my Pat McGrath in a little bit. I'm gonna take two shades just because I'm not really sure which shade I'm in right now. Taking LM7 and LM8. For my powder, I'm going to be grabbing my Pat McGrath, and then I'm gonna grab a spray as well, just in case. I'm gonna grab this one from MAC. It's the All Day Hydrating Spray, Vitamin C. So it's like a extra dewy one, more dewy than the original. Now for highlighter, I'm gonna grab one from here. I'm gonna try this one again. I've only tried this once, and last time I layered the Makeup by Mario gloss on top, so I'm gonna try this alone today. And for my bronzer, I'm definitely gonna try something from here again too. I feel like I've been really loving these two this week, so I'm gonna try out the Melt Stack once again, which is something I've been really enjoying as well, actually. Now to pick a blush. I definitely have the most blushes in my collection, even over here. It's always the hardest decision. I wish I could just mix them all and wear them all at the same time, but I think my eye goes straight to this one today, Glossier Dusk. For my lips, I know I want to do something very intense on the eyes, so I want to keep it a little bit more simple. I would like to give this Buxom Gloss another shot. It's one of the new colors they came out with for fall, so I might just jazz it up with one of the Nabla lip liners. I think that would be really nice. For the eyes, oh my gosh, it looks like a little tornado went in here. What do I want? I haven't used the Nabla Secret palette in I don't know how long. Too long though. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna take this out, and I also want to use a sparkly shade from this palette. This is hopefully the one. Yes, this Pat McGrath palette. Look at the green shade in the mirror. It's so crazy. It's completely pink in the palette, and then in the mirror it's completely green. It's such a cool color. Love this palette. But I definitely want to use one of the sparkly shades in here. That sparkly shade from the Pat McGrath, or maybe this one from ColourPop, A Little Quirky. This is my favorite Super Shock they've ever come out with. I really need to start playing around with these a lot more. I'm just gonna grab the boring black for what I'm doing today, but I need to play around with all of these singles a lot more. I would really like to make a one and done eyeshadow video soon, but I definitely have to play around with them more before I do so. For my mascara, oh actually, I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna use this one, the NARS Climax Extreme. Actually, no, I've tried out the Climax Extreme mascara a couple of times this month, but I've only used this Bare Minerals one once, so I'm gonna try this one again. And I think that's it, so let's get on to it. So I'm first going to apply this Huda Beauty Water Jelly Hydrating Primer. This always makes me want to drink a lot of water just looking at this component. It looks so satisfying to me, I don't know why. I'm excited to try out this primer and foundation combo again, just because the last time it was really not good. I feel like that Maybelline spray really did a number on my makeup, and I immediately washed my face after filming that video, so I didn't give it a good chance to see how it wears and all of that. So after I film this, I'm heading over to my parents for the afternoon, so it'll be on my face for a while. So now I'm going to apply this foundation, and I'm using the shade Creme Brulee, and I'm going to try working off the stick with my brush first. I feel like I'll get more control and a better application that way. I'm using my Rare Beauty foundation brush. I'm really going to pick some of it up and then bring it onto my face. Also, that primer just, it kind of gives me like a non-sticky version of the Hydro Grip by Milk Cosmetics. I definitely see a big difference while I'm applying this right now, just because when I do swipe this directly to my face, I find that I have to really work at the areas that I swiped it on to remove those visible lines, but this way it's blending into the skin very nicely. I still find that I have to really work this one in more so than other foundations, but it's not as much as when I directly swiped it on. I'm just gonna build it up in this area right here where I'm kind of breaking out. I really enjoy the finish of this foundation. Interesting. So now I'm gonna put away my brush. I'm gonna take my sponge just to really work it in. Ooh, okay. I really like the way I applied it today, far more than the last time. This looks beautiful. I'll zoom you guys in so you can get a good look. It looks really nice. I love the subtle glow that it has. It's definitely more like a satin natural glow. Love it. Now moving on to concealer, I chose the Pat McGrath ones. I'm going to try L7 first. I feel like, yeah, that'll be a better match. I'm just going to apply a little bit of this just because this has a lot of coverage. And I'm going to blend that out with my little sponge here. This is a beauty blender, by the way. I really like this complexion. It's definitely a little bit more flawless than what I would usually go for, but I think I could tone down the coverage if I wanted to, but I think it looks really nice. So now for my powder, I picked the Pat McGrath one. I'm just gonna quickly apply some to my under eye only. I'm gonna take this little eyeshadow brush from Melt, just so I can really get into the little creases right here. So now I'm just gonna quickly do my brows off camera. I'm still using these two products here, the M Cosmetics pencil as well as the brow cream, both in the shade Ebony. So I'm gonna do that real quick, so please enjoy the brow intermission. So now it's time to chisel and bronze up my face. So I'm using the Milk Cosmetics Contour and Bronzing Stack, the powder one. So I'm going to be using both the light/medium bronzer and contour powders. I'm going to start off with the bronzing one first with my Sephora Precision Foundation brush. And I'm just going to start bronzing it up in here. I really like this formulation actually. I've been reaching for it a lot. Definitely does more of a dramatic sculpt, which I kind of like with my dark hair. I find that it just brings out my face in a really nice way. Now I'm going to dip into the contour powder, and I'm going to focus this more into the hollow of my cheek, and I'm not going to bring it further than my eyebrow because that's when it can look a little bit unnatural. I just want to add some shadow right in here. I'm kind of blending it into the bronzer touch. And I don't bring the contour color onto my nose just because it can make it look a little dirty, just because this isn't gonna cast a shadow right on my nose right here. But I do take some on my chin here. I never bronze down here much just because it just accentuates it more because it is a warmer color. It doesn't really make sense. But with contour colors, I definitely bring it under my jaw. Moving along, what did I pick? Yes, I Need a Nude Glow from Natasha Denona. I freaking love this highlighter. I've been using it for a couple days straight now. It's beautiful. I'm so happy she came out with a single. This is my favorite to highlight the inner corner as well after I do my eyes. It just is so, I don't know, different than other highlighting powders I find. Just working that in with this Moda Pro Glow brush. Something I've been really over this week, well, yes, COVID. I feel like today we're discovering if we're going into another lockdown. I'm from Alberta, by the way. Everywhere else seems like they're in lockdown, but Alberta, it's a little redneck over here still, so it's a lot of anti-mask bullshit going on, and it's exhausting. I'm like, just everyone go to bed. But I'm really over brands coming to me and calling me babe. Or brands that like really push that when you open their box and they're like, hey babe. I was seeing a guy a couple months back, we went on a few dates, and I picked him up from this party at night, and he was a little bit tipsy, and he just like started calling me babe. Oh baby, baby, oh babe, like in a baby voice, and I broke up with him the next morning. I was like, that's unacceptable. You're only allowed to call me babe like 6 months into a relationship. If not, gross. Stop it right now. Anyways, I'm a little grouchy today. But now I'm going to move on to blush, and I picked out the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk. I haven't used this in a while actually, and I miss it. So I'm going to take my Smith Cosmetics 115 brush to blend that out. It's such a good color. Why do I forget about this? Probably because I have a million beautiful blushes and I feel like I can't love them all, you know? I can't give them all equal love. Well, I could, I guess. I could do better. I'm sorry, Glossier Cloud Paint. I do really love you. That is such a nice color. I love it so, so much. So now, I guess it's time for the eyes. Okay, I'm gonna prime my eyes quickly with some of the Fenty Beauty Eye Primer. I'll show you how much I use. I kind of do a little strip going up the center of my eye, almost to my brow, and I find that that's the perfect amount for my eyelids, because if you add too much of this, it does tend to crease, and if you add too little, it creases as well. But this is the perfect eye base if you have really oily eyelids like myself. It is one of the more waxy ones, and it creates a really good barrier between your eyelid and your eyeshadow. The only time this creases on me is if I use like wetter eyeshadows, kind of like the Rowan ones, that kind of a texture. Otherwise, I never experience any creasing at all. I do wish that there was a little bit more of a concealing property just to blank out the eyelids, but honestly, what it does is far more worth it to me. So pretend my eyebrows don't have these little stragglers. I'm not in the mood to pluck them. Just pretend I'm doing the model off-duty situation, the unkept brows. So I'm just gonna take my little secret palette from Nabla, and I'm going to first start off with the shade Ghibli right here. Love that name, love Studio Ghibli. Probably gonna watch Howl's Moving Castle tonight. It's definitely my favorite comfort movie. Ooh, relaxes me, inspires me, all of that. So I'm gonna put that into the crease. I haven't played with that much makeup this week. I've only done my makeup once with this hair, so I feel like I wanna do something elongated and kind of more dramatic. This is just gonna be my general crease color. This is a Smith 232, by the way. Nice and soft, and I'm going to add a little bit more definition with that color. So I'm taking a smaller brush. This is a Huda Beauty Eye Naughty Sweeper. I'm just gonna build that up a little bit more into the crease here. Looks nice, looks nice. So I think I'm gonna start doing like a very smoked out wing. I feel like that'd be fun. This is a e.l.f. and J. Kissa number J5 brush, which is just like an angled brush. I'm gonna take the shade Na Black. So I'm gonna start right here, and I'm gonna do like a more extended wing. I never take my eyeshadow that far, but I wanna be a little bit more dramatic, especially with this black hair. Almost black hair. It's pretty, it's the deepest brown that it goes, but I'm gonna sketch this out real quick. I'm going to take a smaller brush to press it along my lash line. This is a tight liner brush by Royal Langnickel. You can definitely use like a pot gel liner to do this, but I find that it's much easier to do with eyeshadow. It's much more forgiving, and it always comes out with a very smooth effect. And I'm going to try to kind of smoke out the edges of that a little bit. This is the ColourPop E29, and I'm going to take a little bit of this shade right here And I'm just gonna take that along the edges. And I'm just gonna take that deep brown shade on the lower as well. There's some glitter popping from somewhere. I don't know where, but that's not very nice. And now I'm gonna take Ghibli again with this smudger brush from Royal Nickel, and I'm just going to finish this underneath here. And I'm also going to smoothen this out right here. This isn't exactly what I had in mind, but that's okay. And now I'm gonna jump into my Pat McGrath palette, and this is Divine Rose 2. And I'm gonna take this sparkly shade right here. I've been loving this one. I've always loved any of these colors that she has, but this one's fun because it's gold and pink. And I'm just gonna place that right in the center and kind of tap over everything. And this just almost makes it look like a glossy lid, especially in lower light. I just realized I'm doing the exact same thing I did when I did like a Tinkerbell look. What can I say? I'm a little uninspired lately. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly catch this eye up to speed real quick and I will be right back. So here are the eyes with just eyeshadow. I do really love this eye look. I feel really, really cute and confident. This might be my new go-to look, but now I'm gonna move on to mascara, and I forgot how freaky this brush wand is. Still super reminds me of a bug. Like, it looks identical. This makes my lashes look really, really nice. For this look, I would have preferred something with a little bit more va-va-voom. I'm gonna try to build this up though to see if it can get to more of a voluminous state. Looks like the answer is no. So that's okay. That's okay. And for my bottom lashes, I'm just going to quickly apply some of the Glossy Lash Slick so I don't get any smudging. And here we are. Here are the eyes all finished. I absolutely adore them. I know it's nothing super unique to my channel, but I just feel the most confident in these types of looks and I needed that today. So now let's move on to the lips and then we're finished. To line and define my lips, I'm going to be using the Nabla Close-Up Lip Shaper liner in the shade Nude number 4. I love this one. It has more of a reddy undertone to it. So I hope that it's gonna look good with the lip gloss I'm using. I just love that color so much. I think the number 4 is my top favorite out of the 6 they came out with. But now I'm going to top it off with this. Oh, the blush on my nose is very extreme all of a sudden. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna take this Buxom Full-On Plumping Lip Cream in the shade Pumpkin Spice Latte. Oh yeah, that's a good combo actually. The Buxom glosses are kind of unique because they feel like they would be very sticky, but they don't do the sticky, stringy thing. They have more of an opaque, tacky texture, so it gives more of a lacquered look, very, very glossy look. I do really enjoy it. I will say that I do prefer the Tower 28 ones, but these really stand out to me nonetheless. I really, really like the texture. And it's not so spicy for like a plumping lip gloss. It just feels like a nice minty texture, like almost like a menthol feel, how it just feels very cooling and kind of tingly, which I like. So here is the look all complete. I absolutely adore how this turned out. I don't think I had any mishaps at all with any of the products today. I actually really love how this foundation is looking, especially where I have been having some issues. Right here, I've been a little bit more dry and textured, and it's just kind of chilling on top of it without accentuating it at all. I think my skin and base and everything looks really, really flawless. I'm excited to take a few more pictures before the sun completely sets, but let me know what you guys think of this look. But with that said, that is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it fun and helpful. Let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments down below. I would like to put up some more colorful content. I definitely miss some color, so expect that very soon. So let me know anything specific you'd like, but I will link all of these products I used today in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.